Hello and welcome. I'm Peter O'Brien and I'm the Chaplaincy Support Coordinator for St Anne's Hospice. And I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about the importance of remembering a loved one who's no longer with us, especially during these difficult and challenging days. This pandemic has brought much loss. In addition to the tragic losses of life and health, we're grieving the losses of employment, weddings, holidays, and human contact. Sadly, we can't hold the usual forget-me-not services. However, I hope that this short film will bring some comfort and encouragement as we recall our loved ones, those who have gone from our sight, but not from our memory. It's no accident that the forget-me-not flower is the symbol of the hospice. It's associated with the qualities of steadfastness, faithfulness, loyalty and love. Perhaps like never before, we've seen these qualities being displayed by so many people during this pandemic. Steadfastness, loyalty, faithfulness and love, demonstrated, for example, by applauding the many professions and people who care for us, through countless acts of kindness and the sacrifice and selflessness of so many people going that extra mile. Yet I'm also keenly aware that coupled with these beautiful qualities, we personally have experienced feelings of sadness, regret, anger, denial, uncertainty, confusion, and other emotions as we try to adjust to life's losses, and especially the hardest loss of all, the death of a loved one. And I think our grieving has been made more difficult because of social distancing, and even harder for some of us by the fact that leading up to the death of those close to us, we couldn't visit them the way we wanted. We couldn't touch them, embrace or kiss them, and we felt that we were not permitted to say a proper farewell at the funeral service. You see, the usual rites and rituals of funeral services, memorial and forget-me-not services allow us as a community to come together, to express emotion, to talk about the person who's died, and to formally say goodbye. Over these last few weeks as the hospice chaplain, I've had the privilege of conducting the funeral services of some of our hospice patients. I've read family tributes which were moving and uplifting, listened to music that was touching and poignant, heard stories both sensitive and humorous. And despite the physical restrictions, the mourners were emotionally as one in saying their goodbyes. And my hope is that in the days to come, that although we may not necessarily make sense of suffering, we can make space for our sorrow and make room for those mysteries in life which cannot be explained or captured or defined. Someone described this as making a safe space for slow questions. I like that. Making a safe space for slow questions. A slow question is a question that can't be replied to with a quick answer. Sometimes there are no answers. Sometimes a slow question is simply asking why. I think there are some practical ways which could help us to make this safe space for a slow question, to help us in our grief. So, the person that we want to remember, perhaps we could write a message about them, or draw a picture, or reflect on a photograph, perhaps play their favourite music while we're reminiscing about them, or spend time in the garden if that's one of the things that they like to do. I know from personal experience that when someone dies, we don't get over our grief by forgetting. We get through our grief by remembering. I believe a person lives for as long as we carry them inside us. And finally, although we naturally mourn the loss of those no longer with us, the forget-me-not flower reminds us to be thankful for and celebrate that person's steadfastness, their faithfulness, their loyalty and their love. Thank you so much for supporting this appeal, and God bless you.
Hello, my name's Clare Sweeney and I'm a fundraiser here at St Anne's Hospice. This is actually my second year doing Forget Me Not, and I could not have imagined how very different it would be this year. What I'd like to do today is take the opportunity to say thank you, face to face, virtually, for your support and for remembering a loved one with this appeal. And then I'd like to share some words that I've found in a poem called Forget Me Not. Probably because these words are far better than anything that I could say. But also, nobody quite knows who wrote these words, and I think the fact that we don't know who wrote them, and the fact that I think, and I hope you do too, that the emotions that they talk about are universal, just shows how whoever we are, wherever we're from, if we're suffering grief and loss, and we're missing people that we can't be close to right now, then there's a comfort in the fact that it's a bit of a common experience for us all. So I will stop saying what I'm saying and I will just read these words, and I hope it's of some comfort to you. Thank you. The poem's called Forget Me Not. I give you this one thought to keep. I am with you still, I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circling flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not think of me as gone. I am with you still in each new dawn. Thank you so much for supporting us. The Hospice appreciates all your care and concern and support of us. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name's Dr. Philip Lomax. I'm the Medical Director at St Anne's Hospice, and a letter from me went out at the start of the Forget Me Not appeal. We're just coming past that time of year when the Forget Me Not flower appears in our gardens. When I was out in the garden over the weekend, there were still a few of those bright blue flowers left in the beds amongst our other flowers. The Forget Me Not, when I look at it, initially reminds me of the very vivid blue eyeshadow that my wife was wearing when we first met. On another level, it's this time of year that my father died suddenly of a heart attack many, many years ago when he was very young. And it seems a coincidence that the Forget Me Not can help me remember about him at a similar time of year to the one that he died. Being part of this appeal has also inadvertently led to me talking about my father with a member of the public who generously donated to the appeal. When he sent his money in, he asked if it'd be possible for me to ring him back, and left his phone number. And I rang him, and we discussed how I had been part of the team of doctors and nurses and other professionals at the hospice who'd looked after his wife in 2016. We'd known at that time that we had a connection through relatives of him, and one of those relatives used to be the milkman who delivered our milk when I was growing up in Bolton as a child. And indeed, one of my holiday jobs in summer was helping out on that very milk round. But seeing my letter as part of the appeal had also reminded him that he'd known my parents in Bolton, and he'd known them at the tennis club that they used to play at. And we spent possibly half an hour or so reminiscing about my father. He'd known my father's occupation, and we also reminisced about his loss of his wife and how he, years on, was coping with that. So I guess I'm trying to illustrate to you how, for me, the forget-me-not is a very valid emblem for our appeal, and how it can evoke many different memories for us. I too, on behalf of the hospice, would like to thank you all who've donated to us in this appeal and our many other appeals for your generosity in helping keep us going. More than ever during the times we're finding ourselves in currently with the COVID pandemic, and you see me sat here in what's called scrubs, and normally as medical director I'd have a shirt and tie and look a lot smarter than this. So more than ever in this difficult time, we need your support to carry on the work we're doing, and we are so grateful for the support that you give us, and I wanted to thank you on behalf of us all very much.
Such a hungry beast. It swallows all my memories. It makes all smells and colors fade. It takes the ones I love away. It's not just the two of us.